Hi, I'm Shawn Fowler, the Assistant Director for Employer Relations and Internships, and welcome to Career Chats. We're delighted that you've joined us today to learn about interviewing, resume building, and other wonderful tips from our employers.
I am the lead HR coordinator at Jarrett, and so a little bit about what I do is I really focus on the recruiting side of Jarrett. So that is starting from the very beginning in screening candidates to setting up interviews, conducting interviews, and then following that all the way through the onboarding process. So that includes our intern class, part-time employees, and full-time employees. I'll start with interns. So interns, we've really found that the platform Handshake has been a great tool for us. So we not only post positions on Handshake, but we also sign up for career fairs, conduct career fairs, do a lot of interaction via Handshake. But overarchingly, both internships and full-time employees, Indeed ends up being our largest source of candidates. So we do a lot on Indeed as well. We use LinkedIn, so basically online platforms right now, especially since COVID. We've really gone to conducting and interacting with candidates online as much as possible, and it has really proven to be the best source for us. So I would say for interns, it's both Indeed and Handshake, and full-time employees, it really ends up being Indeed is the biggest source. Background of their employment. So a lot of times something that we find, especially in younger candidates or recent graduates, they think that maybe their part-time job at Chick-fil-A won't translate to an office position within our company, and that is completely not true. We want to see all of that history. So, we find sometimes that we unearth that in an interview, and it would have been nice for it to be on the resume. So that doesn't mean that you make a resume that's 5 pages long because you have to include, all of your part-time, but as concise as possible, but a full employment history. The resumes need to be clean, they need to be well written, they need to have good punctuation, that all of those things need to be there, but are we looking for specific words on a resume? At Jarrett, we don't necessarily do that. Research is the biggest key to preparing for an interview, and this can be twofold. So, with what we do at Jarrett, there's a lot of candidates that we interview that don't understand the logistics world, the transportation world. That's okay. I was one of those people when I interviewed at Jarrett. But I did do my research prior to my interview, and I had questions. And the fact that I showed that I had prepared and had those questions, it was okay that I didn't know. That's what we have training for. But for someone to come to us in an interview and say, I have no idea what you do, that shows they haven't even gone on our website. They haven't really prepared or done that research prior. So I think preparing questions and being upfront and saying, I can't really get the full picture of what you do. Could you explain it to me? Here's what I know. For an applicant, they apply. At Jarrett, we try to screen employees within the first week of their application. So hopefully they will hear back from us very soon. And our current process is we do a phone interview first. And then within a week to a week and a half from the phone interview, we make decisions on the next steps from there. We do have, for some of our positions, an online assessment that our candidates will do. It usually takes somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes for the candidate to complete. Once we get the results from that, they're scheduled then for a management interview. That interview is in person. So when we meet candidates in person, we absolutely will take their resume, but exactly what you said, we do direct them to apply online as well. And that's for a couple different reasons. We have an actual application online. So there are some additional questions other than just what they've put on their resume that we would like the answers to prior to going into an interview. Ask questions, ask a lot of questions. You will never get in trouble at Jarrett for asking questions. And like I said before, a lot of times we hire individuals who do not have logistics or transportation experience. That's who our new hires a lot of the times are. So the only way that they will learn is to ask questions. We do social media checks on candidates. This would be prior to them being scheduled for an interview. There's not necessarily any specifics that we are looking for or not looking for. Again, it's just trying to get a bigger picture of an individual, who they are, their character, things like that. We're trying to get a bigger picture of them and who they are. Team-based, culture, and family. We are a family-owned organization, and when you work at Jarrett, you feel like you're part of the Jarrett family.